Okay, guys, so I know you can't see me very well. I'm on my way from home from work. But I kind of just want to talk about some stuff because the last couple of weeks, a situation has really caused me to kind of look at myself and kind of gather some things about myself and also about like who I want in my corner, kind of specifically in my future, so like my spouse. And so I'm kind of like jotting down some things I need to work on, and so I'm gonna be vulnerable and open right now. One of the things I definitely need to work on is rejection, and I'm like extremely guarded, so it's like I have no middle. They're bright lights when so you can't see me, but anyway, it's like I have no middle. I'm either extremely open or I'm extremely guarded, and there's no middle ground. So those, I've been kind of like looking at that, but then like one thing that's kind of like really brought out, like I've in this whole like soul searching, I guess you could call it, is that I've been focusing on like learning experiences and like failures, because one thing I believe that like your failure is, and I just made a shirt for y'all if y'all want to get it, but like the word fail actually means like first attempt at learning. And I've really been looking at that, like even when you think you fail, you didn't really fail because you gained something that you wouldn't have gained otherwise. And so I started putting that same like mentality towards relationships. Like you learn through experiences. So if you never would have experienced having a heartbreak, you never would have experienced learning about yourself. Because you should always, like in every breakup, I feel like instead of focusing on what the other person did, you should always look at your faults and how can you improve. And so like I'm kind of looking over like things that I can improve in, what I can work on. For example, like expressing myself before it gets to the point where I'm just so hurt and angry. And I try not to, and I've been dealing with that since I was a child, like I said, I'm being open and vulnerable, so no judging. Like if you do, I don't care, but this is just an open and vulnerable moment right now. So I've been like that way since I was a child. I remember I used to go to sleep, and when I would be so hurt and angry, I would go to sleep and then wake up like nothing happened. And that's not healthy at all, because you're holding that stuff in. And so over into my adult life now, I'm still doing that. I'm not going to sleep per se, but I'm still kind of, I still hold my feelings in. And so back to what I was saying, like everything should be a learning experience. So what if we looked at failures as in breakups that same way? And also in the fact that my hurt that I'm feeling now is causing me to look at myself so that I can better myself for the next person, so that I can be the best I want to be for my future spouse. I would have never learned that I needed to communicate better or express myself better if I didn't go through breakups where I didn't express myself and it just went to smithereens, like, for lack of better words. So like I said, I'm sorry y'all can't see me, but what if I had never went through that breakup where old dude was just screaming his feelings out to the rooftop with no manners and just ruthless, and me just sitting back and taking it, and I would have never learned that I needed to communicate myself to him. Like we could have fixed a lot of our problems with communication. Like if I had sat down and been like, hey buddy, when you brought old girl over, true story anyway, when you brought old girl over to the house, I like everything was cool, but I was really pissed off and I really wanted to throw something at her face. Instead of me at the end, I'm guarded, and that's causing problems in the relationship. When I could have just communicated that, and who would know, maybe he would have been like, oh dang, I didn't think about it like that. Next time I won't do that. And I'm really sorry for your feelings. And let's check up right now, and so I can not publicly, but I guess apologize in front of her and let her know that that's not cool and that's not gonna happen again. You see how easy that was if I had communicated it. So what I'm saying is, I would never learn that if I didn't have to go through breakups and heartbreaks and painful situations. Then now I can be a blessing to my future spouse, and I can look for ways that will not only make their lives better, but our lives better together. And just so that we can actually do what a marriage is supposed to do, have teamwork to raise a family, work together so that we can make this world a better place together, and our homes and our families better together. So just keep that in mind, guys. Failure is not a failure unless you fail to learn. I put it on my Twitter today. But yeah, failure is not a failure unless you fail to learn. And take everything in every situation that you go through as a learning experience, and to look at yourself, evaluate yourself. Sometimes it's not even the other person, sometimes it's both of you guys. So look at what you could have done better in situations. And like I said, I've been doing that, and I'm finding a lot of stuff that I really need to work on, so that when my future spouse come around, and I'm gonna be the best that I can be for him, and I'm just gonna make his life better just from my existence and my presence and the things that I have to offer. So again, I'm sorry for you guys not being able to see, but hey, it is what it is. So I thank you guys so much for listening. And I know I keep saying this over and over, but a failure is not a failure. Pick yourself up and learn from it, so that in the next situation, you can be better. That's all I gotta say. So, happy Monday. I guess I could use this for my